And we're back for part two because we forgot to mention, as June has just reminded me, Beltane. June.
Well, yes, last weekend people were out celebrating in that cold, kind of really not very spring-like day. And a lot of people believe that May the 1st is May 2nd, first, what around there is actual Beltane, which is the beginning of spring and summer and coming up and all the promise and the fertility and stuff. However, there is an astrological Beltane, isn't there? You've just pointed out to
Well,
me.
I'm kind of feeling into the fact that when I've just been mulling it over, as Taurus is, we're under Taurus, and Taurus is the Empress, the Earth Mother, and we're celebrating the union of Earth and Father Sun in creation. They've created all this beauty around us. Then, astrologically, Taurus would be at its highest point when the Sun got to the 15th degree of Taurus, which is mid-month. So, one could suggest that actually that heightened kind of, energy of sun manifestation energy would be the 15th. And so Beltane could perhaps be celebrated around then. I don't know. This is just something that I was playing around with in my mind. I mean, I held a ceremony at my house on the Friday, um, because I wanted to do it in the evening around fire, because fire festival. But yeah, it's just, I'm really feeling the Empress Earth energy at the moment and the appreciation of the sun. So, anyway, I don't know what our listeners think of that. What do you think of that, June?
I think that seems very yeah, it speaks to my heart. It really speaks to my heart. And it makes me think of this flower essence weekend that I'm doing with my friend Linda in the middle of June, actually. It's not solstice, it's the week before solstice,
Mhm.
but we are going to be exploring, and I'm going to take that, if I may, Empress Earth energy, and bring that to the group because we are going to be exploring plant essences, but other types of essences too.
That would be, if you're going mid-June, that's Hawthorn. So you're going really into fire herbs because that is when the sun is at his zenith. So you're
Mm,
talking summer. So you'll be making a
mm.
summer flower essences, capitalizing. You're capturing the sun here on Earth. So you're talking St. John's wort, calendula, chamomile, kind of red rose, the sun. So you're capturing the solar energy here, especially if it's mid-June. So you're capturing all the energy of him, but his up to his ascension, up to his highest point. So it's that courage that on the roller coaster, that courage as you get closer to the top, you're almost at the top, so you've almost done it.
Yeah, yeah. That's why it seemed like a good weekend
Yeah.
to do it. And she's got some land, and we're going to be exploring around the land and drawing, getting people to explore and draw the flowers and representation of what it means to them.
Oh,
So that's going
wow,
to be
that's so
nice.
beautiful.
Can I put a link in the thing?
Yeah, of course. My God, of course. I'll put a
Yes.
link in for my willow ceremony next week.
Mm,
Something else that may be of use or maybe not. But when I did my circle Wednesday, when I gave the astrological update, I'm just thinking about your flower thing, so it sounds like you're doing the same. We're thinking along the same lines. I put them into a trance state before I gave them the astrological information. So when I was telling them about the relationships between, say, um, Mars and, for argument's sake, Saturn, just one of the planets. I was getting them to see that in their mind's eye. So I was getting to really focus on what the zodiac that Mars was in, which is in Leo, and really feeling that energy around the heart. And then getting them to think of it in Saturn, which is roots. And it's like, what is going on there? What's the kind of, the pull? What can you see? What's coming up for you? And that worked really well. It was like taking people into making when I took them up, taking them into the place. So when I guess you'll be doing that with the flowers because you're in the field. So if you give them a meditative warm up, then you'll be saying to them, and when you engage with a flower, I want you to really see it in your mind's eye and let it speak to you as you take it in. And
exactly.
what is it saying? Beautiful.
Yes. That's what we used to do when we did the previous flower essence workshops back in the 80s with Hugh and Jim, the two guys I worked with. Well, first it was Hugh and then it was me and Jim. So yeah, yeah, I think
It's making it come to life, isn't it, for people? Because some people
really,
find it easier to learn if they can see pictures.
yes, exactly. Yes, so that's lovely. Part two.
End of part.